China has just unveiled a humanoid robot that looks disturbingly close to a real person. On June 30th, 2026, Chinese robotics company UBTech introduced the U-World U1 in Shenzhen, calling it the world's first full-size, mass-produced ultra-bionic humanoid robot. It has realistic silicone skin, hair, eyelashes, blinking eyes, natural movements, and an AI system designed to understand emotions and remember people over time. But what's truly shocking is that this isn't just a futuristic prototype. UBTech says the U1 is being developed for real-world production and could eventually enter people's homes as a companion, caregiver, helper, or something far more personal. And the word you should pay attention to is mass-produced. This isn't just a laboratory prototype or a futuristic concept. UBTech says its U1 is designed for real-world production and eventually people's homes, where it could work as a companion, helper, caregiver, or something far more personal. Because the U1 isn't only designed to look human, it's designed to remember you, understand your emotions, and potentially even become a digital recreation of someone you know. So how did China get here? And what can this robot actually do? UBTech already has serious experience in robotics. Its Walker S2 humanoid has been deployed in warehouses and factories, and the company says it ranked first globally in revenue and sales of full-size humanoid robots in 2025. Now, UBTech is taking that industrial experience into one of the hardest environments imaginable: your home. The U1 launch was themed Endless Love, reflecting the company's bigger vision. CEO James Zhu described a three-stage future. First, robots handle dangerous and boring jobs. Second, they become everyday helpers and companions. And third, something that sounds much closer to science fiction. The U1 is UBTech's major step toward that second stage, focusing on companionship, elder care, emotional support, and household assistance. And physically, it's built to fit into ordinary living spaces. The male version stands about 183 centimeters tall and weighs roughly 42 kilograms, while the female version is around 168 centimeters and 35 kilograms. But the face is where things become seriously interesting. UBTech uses silicone skin with details such as pores, visible veins, and realistic fingertips. The robot also has hair, eyelashes, and lifelike eyes that track people as they move. And yes, it blinks. That tiny detail matters because humans instinctively notice facial movement. A robot that never blinks immediately feels artificial, but when its eyes follow you and suddenly blink back, the illusion becomes much stronger. UBTech is clearly trying to push the U1 beyond the uncanny valley, making it feel less like a machine and more like a person. Underneath that realistic skin, however, is an impressive mechanical system. The U1 has 88 degrees of freedom, meaning 88 independently controlled points of movement. It also features a proprietary dual-pivot biomimetic cervical spine designed to make the neck move more naturally. UBTech claims the robot can reproduce up to 90% of basic human movements, and during demonstrations, higher-end models walked and moved among real people. For a moment, the difference between human and machine became surprisingly difficult to judge. And there isn't just one U1. The U1 Lite uses a semi-torso design, the U1 Pro is a full-body model, and the U1 Ultra is the flagship version, offering smoother movement, higher dynamic performance, and deeper customization. But all of this physical realism is only the beginning, because the most interesting part of the U1 isn't what you can see, it's what's happening inside its AI. But here's where the U1 stops being a realistic mannequin and becomes something much more advanced. UBTech says its emotion-aware AI can recognize more than 20 emotional states with over 90% accuracy, analyzing your voice, facial expressions, tone, and behavior to respond more naturally. Unlike a normal voice assistant that simply hears a command and answers, the U1 is designed to understand the emotional context behind your words. Its fast and slow AI architecture can deliver intuitive responses in around 500 milliseconds, while its deeper reasoning system handles more complex tasks. Speech-to-lip synchronization is also reportedly within 20 milliseconds, making conversations look much more natural. But perhaps the most important feature is its Agent Memory OS. The robot can remember conversations, preferences, experiences, and personal context over time. Instead of resetting after every interaction, it can build a relationship with you over weeks, months, and potentially years. And that brings us to the price. The U1 Lite starts at 119,800 RMB, roughly $16,500 to $18,000, while the Pro costs around 169,800 RMB. The flagship Ultra reaches approximately 990,000 RMB for the male version and 880,000 RMB for the female version, well over $100,000. Pre-orders require a 3,000 RMB deposit, and buyers must be over 18. At first glance, the U1's price is enormous. But UBTech believes consumers may eventually accept it if one machine can handle household tasks, provide companionship, and act as an advanced personal assistant. And there is already strong interest. UBTech says pre-orders quickly passed 13,000 units, while the company aims to eventually produce 50,000 robots per year. Still, the U1 has limitations. Battery life is currently around 2 to 4 hours, depending on the model and activity. So, this isn't yet an all-day household companion, but that could improve as the technology develops. Then comes the feature that makes the U1 far more controversial. UBTech has discussed creating customizable human replicas using 3D facial reconstruction and voice print technology. In theory, the robot could be designed to look and sound like a specific person. Imagine losing someone you love and then seeing a robot with their face, hearing their voice, and having conversations with it. For some people, that could provide comfort. For others, it could be deeply disturbing. UBTech says China has more than 19 million adults living alone and around 118 million empty nest seniors. In 2026, the company says it plans to donate 100 customized U1 robots to vulnerable groups, including elderly people living alone, children separated from parents, and families facing difficult circumstances. But this raises serious questions. Should we recreate people who are no longer here? What if the person being copied never gave permission? Who controls their face, voice, and identity? And could someone eventually become emotionally dependent on a machine designed to imitate someone they lost? UBTech says it uses a 3-layer privacy approach, including local-first processing, minimal cloud dependence, and user-controlled safeguards. That's important because a robot that can see your home, hear your conversations, remember your personal history, and analyze your emotions could have access to extremely sensitive information. The potential market is huge. UBTech has suggested the humanoid companion industry could grow from tens of billions of RMB into a 1 trillion RMB market by 2036. And honestly, the engineering is impressive. Silicone skin, realistic eyes, 88 degrees of freedom, a biomimetic neck, up to 90% replication of basic human movements, emotion recognition across more than 20 states, rapid responses, near-instant lip synchronization, and long-term memory. This isn't simply a flashy concept. It's an attempt to build a machine that doesn't just work around humans, but actually interacts with them. Of course, we should remain cautious. Privacy, emotional dependency, voice cloning, and human replicas all raise serious concerns. But there's another side. Millions of people experience loneliness, especially elderly people living alone. If technology can genuinely make someone feel less alone, that could have real value. The U1 doesn't prove robots are replacing humans. It shows something more important. Robots are getting much closer to becoming socially human, and once a machine can see you, hear you, remember you, understand your emotions, and respond naturally, the biggest question may no longer be, can robots become human-like? It may be, how much of our lives are we willing to share with them? The U1 is still expensive and imperfect, but humanoid robots are moving from factories toward ordinary homes. And the most unsettling part isn't that this robot looks human, it's that someday it may actually know you. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more technology stories shaping our future. Because if this is what we're seeing in 2026, you definitely don't want to miss what comes next.